Hello, all you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Starlight New Dawn Scar, Chapter 3, Episode 19, Ambush Escalation Part 2. This is one of our Pokemon Tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or stories and creatures in alternate realities. This is a playtest system that is available for all of you to go check out on our Discord, and of course leave feedback and whatnot on it. But we're going to go ahead and begin, as we usually do, with introductions, beginning with Taldarius.
Hello, I am Taldarius, and I will be the storyteller for Starlight New Dawn tonight. I'll play the allies, I'll play the enemies, and I'll play everything in between. The only thing I won't be playing are our wonderful player characters. And my question for them this week is, if your character saw someone steal something important, what would be the first thing they would do? And we're going to start with Argus, because we are lacking the Amos.
Hi, I'm Aurum, and I play Argus, the scaredy cat crafty tyrant, who is now, or soon going to be, a prospector once he figures out the rock. He's a rock dragon type still. As for the question, immediately tattle. Hey, no stealing! That's bad! You're a criminal type!
Alright, so immediately tell authority figure that, hey, someone's stealing.
They're being a crime type. Hand it off to the next person.
That would be Azareth.
Greetings, everyone. I am Arzadeu, and I play Azareth, the off-code jangmo who goes jingly jingly all the way through town. If Azareth saw something being stolen, something important being stolen, he would immediately chase after them.
All right, we got
Probably yelling too.
We got a tattler and a chaser. We're lacking the dart, so Jet.
You know, Azareth chasing after them could almost be like a police car going after with the jingle jangles.
True.
Jingle,
He comes
jingle,
with his own
jingle,
siren.
jingle, jingle, jing.
Anyways, I am Razim, and I am playing as Jet, the ghost electric type rockruff. As for the question, he would probably report it to the authorities. He's a little too concerned about people getting hurt to directly confront them.
Understandable. Next up would be Sin.
Okay, I am Colada the Jerboa. I play Sin, the normal steel mawile variant. And Sin would probably try and stop them. If the moment he saw, well, the thievery.
All right, and last but not least, Vector.
Hello, my name is Avian Wolf, also known as Avi, and I play as Vector, the water-flying rockruff. I'm just imagining just to kind of put on top of the essentially RZDU as being like the police car. Vector would be the helicopter. With such, I feel that Vector would definitely be the one to kind of chase, but also like again gain advantage on the air. Essentially, just to kind of keep alert, with trying to make sure that not only it's safe, but also kind of track, be able to at least track, keep them in track as well.
Now, one thing I will remind you is that you only have 15 feet of fly speed.
So
you can fly, but it is slower And if you're using a special movement type, you sprint it 3 times instead of 4.
But with advantage of the air, though.
True. You'd be able to see them very well. They would be able to eventually outrun you, though.
Oh yeah, but always information is always good, and then be
All right.
able to and then be able to have someone else with the resources to do a proper chase.
Nice. All right. Do we have any volunteers for a recap tonight?
Right. Yeah, you know what? I'll do it.
All right. Because otherwise, I was about to start rolling a dice. Gamba, gamba.
All right. Last time from Starlight New Dawn. Sorry, I just feel like I have to do that. But yeah, but essentially, Vector and Azeroth, essentially, they were in the gym. They were doing working their workout routine, trying to practice on their dexterity. We were able to be able to find some weights actually to start practicing, and it was pretty successful. It was a very productive day, and we're able to kind of, at least be able to kind of be more, try to get more comfortable with more weights as we were trying to practice on our dexterity. During that time there as well, Sin and Argus were essentially after they finished, they were actually able to meet up with Sin and Argus. And essentially, Sin was very nice to give a bracelet to Vector and a gold one to Azeroth as well. And after kind of hanging around and kind of talking for a while, essentially, Azeroth and Vector wanted to actually get some food especially after a workout like that. Well, Sin and Argus, they decided to go to the mines to see what Dart and Amos and Jet were up to. Along the way, as they were getting to there, Amos and Shade actually was joined up with I think Amos bumped into Shade, I believe, and they were about to actually play a prank on Dart, to essentially to get it at him, especially for Dart. And essentially, what they wanted to do was to make mud, a big cauldron of mud, and Amos, well, being Amos, decided to join in. During that time, Dart was actually still practicing on his ground sense, and Jet still there, helping Dart with them as well. Then after a while, Sin and Argus were able to see them. Actually, were able to see Shade and Amos cooking up a nice big cauldron of mud. And well, after some talking and deliberation, well, Dart just finished up with their trading, walked out, and got dumped by a lot of mud. And I think that's pretty much it. I think, unless I'm missing anything. Oh wait. Also, also to note, Sin was also able to give bracelets to both Jet and Dart. However, Dart being a metal type, ate it.
Yeah.
Actually, there was only one for them to.
Oh, was there only one?
Yeah, because Amos took one.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Amos also admitted to Shade that maybe he has a bit more memories than he's let on.
Many crimes. Maybe.
Yeah, at least memories of having done crime. All right. Anyone have anything else to add? Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and take that as a no.
I was talking and I was muted.
Oh no!
I've been muted for 13 minutes.
I was already grabbing it, don't worry.
I was just saying, I will eventually find the ore in this rock. Eventually.
Totally. There you go.
Oh my gosh!
Colorized.
Yes, that is
Don't
me.
worry. I also have a second version. It's an alternate version, but no less wonderful in every way. But yes. So the group is nice and together, at least for now. Before the addiction takes over and you all split up 3 ways again. The addiction will eventually overtake you. So, where exactly are you guys going? Because all I remember is that you guys were just heading back into town. Also,
That's
I
a
posted
good
my
question.
alternate.
What was that last thing you said, Tal?
I said also I posted the alternate in Starlight for the mute.
Ah, yes.
Weren't we going to possibly go back to the guild for food? don't-
Sounds about right.
Because I know at least a couple of us were mentioning being hungry.
Yeah, you guys have been fairly active the past couple hours.
But I'm on a diet.
Just like a quick cutaway to Vector, just like waiting at a table, just like tippy tappy, tippy tappy, tippy tappy, tippy tappy, waiting for the group.
Dear
You got a
reminder
fork
that
and a
Azareth
spoon tied
is
to
with
your
Vector.
paws.
As it's actually Vector. Don't worry, Argus. You have a long way to go before you're on a shade level diet.
I'm working on it. Just slowly.
Have
as it
ongoing weeks
happens.
without food.
He would occasionally eat a berry from someone's backpack.
So he'll steal food, but he won't accept food.
Oh, no. Nowadays, like, he can't even bring himself to do that. But, you know. When he was in captivity, he wouldn't accept any of the food from them, but in order to literally not die, he ended up taking food from, the people who was dying around him, and that the captors didn't know was there.
Shade, you got problems.
Oh, Shade has problems. He will be there while you eat. He's just not going to eat anything himself.
One day we'll get you to eat. Argus will take like a small bowl of whatever they're serving.
All right, it's pretty much just it's pretty simple here tonight.
Food.
Is it just
No,
tater
food is
tots?
It's mostly just things like soup, with some berries inside of it.
Berry soup. Doesn't that make it a juice?
No, because remember how they have those dried berry things?
Yeah.
They
Dehydrated
kinda put those
berries.
in- Yeah, so it kind of rehydrates slightly, but it's healthy, it's simple. It's also not exactly the most popular thing, but then again, this area is already dealing with far more people than they are used to dealing, and are massively importing food. The population of this place in the past very short while has absolutely exploded, because this is where the Starlight Guild was sending everyone.
Ah.
So that's why this place is like packed full. They are not used to dealing with this many people, so they are turning to effectively making soup with preservative level ingredients, because they're massively importing food from like everywhere they can. It turns out having to feed like twice the amount of people you're used to is kind of hard logistically.
This is true.
Yep.
They should build farms.
They live in hills and mountains. It's a little bit harder than that.
It's
Build a
very
rock
hard.
farm.
I don't think they can eat rocks.
I mean, some of the
I-
locals can.
Half of my
rocks?
friends eat rocks. I think they can eat rocks.
Vector doesn't know
The-
that.
The locals can generally do that. The problem is that the people being brought here are not locals.
Rocks are not tasty at all. I prefer this berry soup.
They should get good, become rock.
So, Sid is going to just tie Argus up and throw him out the door for his. He can go without food if he wants to be so obtuse.
Even Sin thinks I need a diet. He's calling me fat in geometry words.
You know, technically you're not wrong. That would be a way to say that you're fat. But anyway. In all reality, Sid is just going to get only enough food to feed himself and not in excess like he would probably normally do. So, and sit down with the others and eat the soup.
If it does say anything, normally a couple of copper is enough to get a meal, and those pies you were buying were like 2 silver.
Yeah.
If that shows how
Wow.
much of a food markup there is right now.
Oh, I spent a lot on pie.
But they were very good
Or
pies.
bag. They were
Argus
good
is going to look
pies.
down at his 5 silver. Maybe I should try to get a job.
We have a job.
Oh yeah! We should do our job.
Speaking of jobs, we haven't accepted another actual mission yet, have we?
Nope, not yet. We were after kind of. I mean, we were kind of doing a little thing here as well. But now that the group's down together, and after getting Infector's like finishing up his soup, and our tummy's full, now we can actually probably start thinking about getting another job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as a bit of trivia, because this did get mentioned very briefly at one point, it got mentioned that one of the 4 Starlight satellite towns is massively responsible for food production, and that's Daybreak. Which is the one furthest to the west.
So,
It may have a slightly ironic name.
Okay. It took me a moment.
Yeah, it's the
I don't-
westernmost town, and it's called Daybreak, but the sun rises in the east.
Well, I guess day breaks upon the shores of daybreak.
It has a slightly ironic name.
Is there one?
What's is the other one called Nightfall?
No.
I was about to say
The four
same thing.
towns are Oran Grove, Iron Valley, Daybreak, and Greenwood.
Okay.
You've already been to the 3 of these now.
But
Hmm.
while everyone is, finishing up eating and doing their little munchy munchy, Sin is going to just kind of go. So, did anybody happen to look at what jobs they've got before, so we can make an effort to not take too long at the board? I kind of want to get active, I guess. Just feels weird not actually working.
Hector kind of gently puts down his plate after finishing. Well, I mean that we just got here as well, and I guess the group really needed a small break. But it is true we should really be getting back to doing more guild work, I suppose.
Yeah, with everything that's been going on, I know that a lot of people need a lot of help. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say probably once we finish up, we could probably go ahead and look at some of the jobs that we have that's probably posted around here. But I suppose we shouldn't really rush ourselves because, well, never knowing our last time, yeah. Sometimes it's gonna be peacetime can come scarce sometimes. But I do agree with you, Sin. We should probably I think many of us are pretty much ready to be taking on a new one, I suppose. And just looking at the group for a confirmation.
I'm ready for another job. I'm sure I may need to talk to the guy, but I'm sure I could figure out the ore thing on the go.
Mm-hmm.
I will study my rock on the go.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember who all was there at the time. It was Dart, Jet, Sin, and Argus only, right? None of the others were there.
For which particular point in time?
The rock thing.
Yeah. So that would have been Dart, Jet, Sin, and Argus.
Yeah. Sin is gonna kind of look at Jet, but kind of lean over her and say, "Should somebody tell him?"
Tell him what? Sorry, I was eating my food.
You're referring to... Sorry, I kind of lost what exactly you're referring to. It was Argus with the rock, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Yes.
I kind of like having him not... It keeps him busy. It keeps him out of trouble.
Sin nods a bit and says, "I suppose that's fair."
Also, sorry if poor audio quality got flare up and I'm elevating my legs.
That's fair.
Hmm.
Well,
Victor's just kind of looking at the rocket in curiosity, but kind of tilting his head in slight confusion.
Oh, it's an ore rock. The guy who was helping Dart gave it to me. Apparently there's ore in here, and to learn prospecting, I have to figure out how to sense the ore in the rock. So that's what I'm doing. That way I can learn how to find the ores so I can do my own forging.
We'll tell him later. We will.
You swear.
Vector just nods.
We come to the last episode of the campaign, and he's still trying to study that rock.
He's still just trusting the guy.
He wouldn't lie. He's not crime type.
To be fair, he does actually work a steady job. He was just more like, oh hey, I get to mess with a dumb kid for a tiny bit.
With that, once everybody is done eating, Sin is going to be one of the first to start heading to the job board area. He wants to
Understandable.
he wants to find what jobs there are for people to do and try and find the best one for the group.
All right. So around here, there is a ton, and I do mean like a ton, of job requests for things such as patrols, guarding merchants, guarding areas. There's a ton of those around here.
So, gonna be looking at the patrol ones first. I'm just seeing like if there's like just specific areas or if it's like all of them have like a pattern to where they are asking if it's all in like one area kind of deal, because maybe we can do a couple of patrols.
Yeah. So, a lot of the patrol missions are like, go from this marker to this marker on the North Road. And patrol back and forth on that for this amount of time.
I don't think we're going to be able to do multiple missions like you do in Mystery Dungeon.
Well, these are explicitly just like, patrol an area for a set of time.
Yeah.
There's also guard missions, which are either guarding a location. So, there are locations where it's like, like effectively like check-in desks, or like checkpoints on different roads or different areas. And then there's also guarding individual caravans. There are some other, some other quests that are available, but the vast majority of them in Iron Valley are these.
Sin is going to look at the rest of the group, but look at some of the guard quests and the patrol quests and kind of say, what do you all think we should do? I think one of the patrol ones would be good.
Are there any that give like ores and stuff that we could use for our crafting as a reward?
Unfortunately, all they give is money.
I mean, we can melt down some gold.
We
have the oh.
No, we can buy ore with money, the Argus. But
oh, true. Money is good. I want one that gives us the most money, so we can buy the most ore and other things.
Yeah. I can't not laugh at that. Sid is going to look at the rest of the group as well, like waiting for their inputs.
Well, let's take a look some of the guard ones actually. Victor just kind of walks up and takes it, like looking up the board. Is there anything that may be something that they need, that is important or, critical maybe? If there's anything that we could help or anything that needs to be, important, I think that would be rather urgent.
Are there any urgent, like specifically urgent ones?
For specifically urgent ones, no. So around here, at least the urgent ones, things are only listed as urgent if it's something like, oh hey, we have a precious metal shipment. We want this guarded by at least like 3 teams.
Right. Like, I assume, like, most of them are just kind of, like, from Vector's perspective, probably very, like, low priority or kind
Yeah.
of very simple stuff, like, guard
Uh,
this thing for a
they
night or
are
two.
very much so low priority.
Well, not really seeing anything too urgent, but I'm honestly fine with any of them as well. And I think, honestly, a patrol one wouldn't be a bad one as well. Be able to stretch our legs and should be out in the field.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was originally looking mostly at the patrol ones, but wanted to make sure because there are the different guarding ones, and I don't know how everybody feels.
Oh yeah.
Looks to Jet and Azareth because they haven't input yet.
Azra's still eating his food.
Oh, Azareth's not even here then. Just been left behind. What about Jet? Did Jet come with us?
Where exactly are you guys going?
Job
We
board.
just went to the
Oh,
board.
oh, yeah. Yeah, just with you at the job board. I'm sitting here like, did I miss us going somewhere else?
Yeah, no, we just went to the job board. We left the Azareth to munch on his food slowly. And went to try and find jobs. Right now, Sin is getting input from everybody on whether we want a patrol or a guard mission, or, you know.
Yeah, I caught all that. Just wasn't sure if I somehow missed, like going to the mayor or something. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like we might want to get back to Starlight itself relatively soon, considering that they are in a rather bad state. So maybe we could take some things that we could complete along the way there and then turn them in at Starlight.
Are there any current guard missions for transport going to Starlight?
Right now, no. But one thing I will remind you of is the merchants before that were talking about getting ready here for Market Day, and then later on going to Starlight
Oh, right.
Yeah.
for Market Day.
Right. Dexter just like remembers about that. It's like, right. Actually, there is something that is good. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, looking at Sin. Was it tomorrow? Was it? Remember we were trying to go to the director of the finance? I think we were talking about with some of the merchants there. Something about market day, right?
Yeah. When was that? Sin is going to try and remember, or if they were told, like, specifically how long from now that is.
About a month from now.
A month.
Which means that they're probably going to move over in like 2 weeks or so to have like a couple weeks to like really set up and get everything figured out. But
yeah, so Sin is going to say, "Oh, market day is in about a month, so probably 2 weeks. The merchants will probably be going, so they can set up. Maybe we should just do some small jobs until then." Because we want to make sure that the merchants get there okay.
Unless there's something absolutely urgent for Starlight, I don't mind actually just kind of hanging. Actually, just kind of just maybe working on ourselves as before heading back to Starlight as well. But what do you think, Jet?
I suppose we can at least wait until that other caravan heads for Starlight, and or along those lines. Um, yeah, we can hang around here for now.
Yeah. And besides, hopefully, I mean, if there's anything urgent, I'm sure they'll probably let, I'm sure that they'll pass news to us, sooner or later. But at the current moment, I believe, well, since we're all the way out here as well, might as well just practice like doing a little bit of like small little jumps to kind of like, well, it's kind of nice to actually just be able to just look around, be out a little bit more outside of Starlight. And I know I recently probably just joined and all, but I don't know. There's just so much things out here as well. I mean, I know I'll be happy to go back to Starlight, but there's just so many things here. I want to know.
Ron's supposed to teach me more of the metal thingies.
But yeah, so I don't mind. Yeah, so I don't mind just being around here, learn a few things, and just honestly, just be able to know what's out there. So Victor's like tail is like wagging like an excitement. He's trying to contain his excitement without without going to the zoomies. But yeah, I'll be more than happy to we probably do a few of those patrol jobs too as well. So I've been really been eyeing on those. Um, but
Sadly, I don't really think I have much to learn in this town. I mean, there's the
yeah,
gym I can go to, but I haven't any luck finding somebody to help with the ghost stuff outside of one that is apparently a ghost themselves and was very firm about this. I am not dead. That's about all I've gotten.
yeah, same here. But
Not being dead is good.
Victor nods. But same. I feel you there. I feel you there, Jet. But who knows? We might be able. I mean, you never know. I mean, a lot can happen within a month. Might be able to bump into someone we actually, that might be actually be able to help us.
Well, it would also pretty much just be for like 2 weeks if you did want to take a guard job towards for a caravan towards Starlight, because they're gonna be leaving in about 2 weeks.
I think this is when Azrath would be finishing eating. On the show with a jingle jingle to announce his presence without saying anything.
Sin is going to look to Azareth, look back to the board, and just say, "What do you think? Do we want to do some patrols, Azareth? I think that's what everybody else is wanting to, but I want your opinion as well." And nod.
Well, doesn't hurt to try.
Sin is going to eye up the various patrol jobs and see which ones are potentially worth a little more. Sure.
I want the most.
Trying, obviously, he also wanting to make a good amount, maybe to quiet down the tyrant.
I'm just imagining this little tyrant, just seeing Arcus just like waving his arms, like we need to get the one with the most. I'm sorry, it's it's super
You
cute.
need
I'm
the
just
one with the
imagining.
most money so that I can make the most things and also get other things.
Little tyrant waving its arms as it.
Our ridiculous excitement.
Yeah, and Sin just sitting there, just nodding, and as if listening while just looking at the various jobs. Going, But yeah, Sin will find one of the jobs that has like a higher pay, and like check to see what it's like, if it's a long patrol or if it's just like hazardous area.
Can Vector help?
Yeah, trying to find one that is worth a good bit, but not necessarily too dangerous in the eyes of Sin for the group.
All right.
After.
Go ahead and roll an appraise and tell me exactly what you mean by dangerous.
I will say by dangerous he means like a high chance of us getting attacked by something we might not be able to handle, like bandit groups. We could probably handle them, but still, he's just trying to see which ones are worth a good bit but have less risk.
Are
Of,
there any that go in the mine?
mm,
Because maybe we could get some of the ores.
6. Let me roll that appraise.
And if people do want to assist with that, they can.
Yes. You can add. I think that 2. I think that 2 in teamwork.
You have 2 in teamwork?
Yes.
I only have
roll
1
the,
teamwork.
I'll roll the 10 from the exploding thing real quick, and then I'll add the other 2 from your teamwork.
His teamwork's better than my teamwork.
I think that's 5 total.
That would be 5 total, yes. All right. So with a 5, you would quickly realize a pattern. The missions going from here to Starlight pay better. The missions for the road between here and Greenwood, they're pretty middle of the road in terms of everything. They're pretty average. And the ones between here and Daybreak are well, there's a couple of older postings that are average, although now there's actually a couple of newer postings that are worth a lot more.
Okay. So Sin is going to look at some of the ones that are between here and Daybreak, and here in the other town, Greenwood, I think you said was the one.
Yeah, Greenwood's is the place that you came from.
Yeah.
So there are other places basically just labeled as along the North Road, because there's no other real like towns nearby, so they're not named, but it's just on the northern road, on the more western road.
Yeah, just maybe little not outposts, but I think
There's
you can probably
markers you go to.
Yeah.
We just need to pick the one with the biggest number on the bottom.
Sin is going to look at Argus, look at these, show him some of the ones, and also say, hey, there's a reason that some of these are more expensive, or more pay
Because
more.
they're nicer people that give more money.
No.
Yeah, but you will be able to tell very quickly that the ones that are considered higher risk are the ones that pay more.
Yet Sin is going to say, the reason that these are worth more is because there's more danger. So, we want to find one that's not worth like a huge amount, but is worth kind of more middle of the road.
I
then
want
that means
the money, but I don't want the danger. But I want the money,
yeah.
but I don't want the danger.
Yes. So that's why I'm saying more middle of the road is probably good. Unless, he looks to the rest of the group, everybody is okay with a higher risk one. I can at least try and protect everybody as needed, so...
I can stay in the cart and keep the stuff safe inside, away from the danger.
I definitely say we should start with smaller things, please.
I agree.
That's what I was thinking, but I wanted to make sure Argus understood. Bigger money means more risk. more danger. He's going to look at one of the greenwood ones again and find the the greenwood one again and say, let's try this one. It's more middle of the road. It should be easier for us.
Yeah. Because Greenwood is considered a fairly low risk area, at least along the road, it's more of like a longer segment, like, take a couple of days to do this. It's not the entire road. It's just like,
Yeah.
about a day out, about a day back. Because it does take a couple of days to make the trip.
Yeah. So, Sin is going to show that one to the rest of the group. Be like, so, would this one work for everyone?
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say that's probably the best way to approach this. And besides, as much as getting the bigger reward would be good, I would like to have everyone walk away with said reward.
Odds in agreement.
Yeah. So patrols are a little bit special in that the initial payment, like the guaranteed payment, is per head that goes out on patrol. So, like, if you go on, like, a Greenwood patrol, where you go, like, basically halfway to Greenwood and halfway back, you are guaranteed to get 15 gold a head. However, if there are troublemakers or you help people along the way, then the pay goes up. And then that's per instance. So, like, for the Greenwood thing, it's like 15 gold per person that goes out on patrol. And then on top of that, you get 30 gold per troublemaker that you are able to stop.
Ooh. So we want a really long one so we can stop more troublemakers.
More troublemakers mean more exhaustion?
But that also means that we could potentially help other people as well while on patrol.
Yeah.
Maybe they can teach me how to build the rest of the house.
Also, we have the Amos.
Oh no, he's gonna burn down my unbuilt house.
Explodes.
Explodes. Are you able to talk enough to give your intro?
Yes.
All right. Question of the day was, what would your character do if they saw someone stealing something important?
Okay, hi, I'm Wernimal. I play Amos the Growlithe. They are a floofy fire type, criminal type. If Amos saw someone stealing something important, he'd only really care if it was something that belonged to him, something he cared about. Otherwise, he wouldn't care, or if it was something valuable, he would want to steal it for himself.
Understandable. To catch you up, the group went back to the guild to get a meal, and are currently deciding what kind of a job to take.
Oh boy, more jobs.
We have learned. Argus has learned big money means big danger.
Yep. So along the Greenwood route, it's like 15 gold a person, 30 for troublemakers. For something like the Starlight route, where you would have to go out, and it's a smaller section, but it is a higher danger risk area, and you can tell that because they're offering 35 gold a person and a 50 gold bounty on troublemakers.
That's a lot of money.
Well, Starlight's also important because it's the base.
Yep.
We could go home and have lots of money.
Loads of money.
To note, part of the reason that it's so expensive is because between here and Starlight is where there was a lot of Alabaster Gleam activity in terms of robbing caravans.
So we could go home and we could take out the evil white robe people and maybe beat up the monkey again. The monkey threw knives at me. He needs beaten up.
But yeah, Sin is going to say like looking at the different jobs again. So, just to start out, might be good to start with a Greenwood expedition, because it's possibly easier. Then, if we're confident after our first one, we could go. Well, when we go for another job, go for one of the ones towards Starlight. Does that sound fair?
Okay, as long as we get lots of money. So we can buy all the things.
You know, this is a very well-paying job, considering the fact that it's effectively 2 days and you're guaranteed to get 15 gold.
Gold is a lot.
Just
Yeah,
remember,
15 gold is 15 gold.
I could buy another forge.
No.
Yes, Sin?
just remember we are saving a lot of that gold for the team. So
Oh yeah, you don't get all 15.
no.
I could get some more though.
I think with the current team split thing you have going on, everyone would get at least 7 gold and 5 silver. Because I think half of it goes towards the team fund.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Half goes towards the team fund, and then it gets split.
Yeah, I could get some more with that. I wonder if I can make silver nails.
You're not melting down the silver.
No, not. I would buy a silver ore to make into nail.
Just had to make sure. You did suggest melting down the gold earlier.
And you told me no. Plus, Dart would just eat it. And Argus is going to glare at Dart.
Wouldn't it be better to get yourself some ingots? Isn't ore also including the rocks and such, like your rock there?
Exactly. Then it would help me learn how to find it in the real rock. Because if I know what it feels like trying to find it when I can see it, then I'll know what it feels like when I try to find it when I can't see it.
You could always go to that mine and just go dig it up yourself.
I'm doing this so I can do that, because this is what I was told to do to learn.
Also, I will point out an ingot is going to cost more than the ore, because it's got the effort put into it to refine it already. The ore will be probably a little more heavy and bulky, but if you get enough ore, you can then go and make yourself however many ingots you want, or can make out of it. So it's usually better to buy the ore instead of ingots, unless you have a lot of spare money.
And
That's
Mr.
from-
Ron could teach me how to use them.
Yeah. By the way, just a note in terms of how things work, it's generally 1 ore to 1 ingot, but the ore is bigger than the ingot because you're effectively removing.
Yeah, removing the rock from the actual metal.
So turning it into ingots also makes it a lot easier to carry around. Because it has less weight and it is in an easier to carry around form. So like the bits of ore that you buy from like the market are actually like hunks of metal and rock.
Yep. I just remember the ingots were more expensive, and the ore was less expensive, but more bulky.
Yep. And that is the reason why.
Yes. But yeah, Sin is going to pick one of the 2 Greenwood jobs again, take it up to the the counter and just say, we're gonna take this job. Just wanted to make sure there's someone new.
All right. Looks like the job here. Yeah, you leave in the morning, so this is still a valid job. Yeah, looks good. What was your team name?
It is. Crap.
Astrodon.
Astral Dawn.
Yeah. Astrodon. Astrodon.
This is also the time. This is also the time to decide if you want Shade to help you with a mission or not.
He's gonna break my oar.
Nah.
I would say, let's see if we can take it on. Vector looks at knowledge.
I mean, I wouldn't mind having him along, but that means we gotta share the cut with him.
I think that we should try it as the core group this time, just to see if we can handle it. Because we won't always be able to have Shade along.
I'm part of the main group?
Sin looks confused for a minute.
Shade is considering re-explaining associated teams.
If Azur's could facepalm, he would.
Shade has decided that he's going to re-explain associated teams. Argus, I'm technically not on your team. I am on Umbral Dusk, which I still can't believe you guys liked the name of. And that means that we could trade members back and forth. But when you take a mission as Astral Dawn, I'm not on that mission. So
Thumbs up.
we could trade each other team members back and forth whenever we want. But by default, I'm on a separate team and I do my own thing. Because we're associated teams, but we're not the same team.
Wouldn't it be easier if we were all just the same team?
Okay, counterpoint. No.
I mean,
I love
that's
that.
fair.
just no. Fair.
I don't have an argument for that counterpoint.
I mean, we already have, like, say, 7 of Paula's team. Sure, 8 would be nice, but, you know, I think we're fine.
Technically speaking, teams are supposed to be around 5. You already got more than you're supposed to, and they're just kind of letting it happen.
To be fair, that one fell to the sky, that one had nowhere else to go. First points
Why-
to Vector, then
Why
points
do
to
you think
us.
they're allowing it?
Sin.
They're allowing it because, you know, where the hell else are they going to put us?
You know, true.
Sid is going to, like, look between the group, then look down and just kind of mumble, pretty sure that, it was Edge, right?
Edge,
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure Edge was just happy to get rid of me. I think I annoyed him.
I think I annoyed him too.
Sometimes they forget that rockruff over there just fell out of the sky one day. That's how other
Yeah,
rough
now
ones-
he stays up in the sky. How'd you fall if you could fly?
Amos is so sad as he like gestures towards Vector without even looking at Vector.
Well, Vector didn't know how to fly at the time. But don't worry about it. Plus,
At least they didn't go splat like the rest of the mons that fell.
we process ourselves.
Ah.
Sin is going to look like, for a moment, he looks like he might be sick at the thought of the splatted mons. And then just a audible gulp as he tries to, what's the word? Go
Keep
back
it
to
down.
normal. No, go. It's another way.
Recenter himself.
Yeah, recenter. As he
Amos
recenters
notices,
himself.
hears the gulp, and goes, "Oh yes, and we didn't tell you about this, but we came across a pretty gnarly sight. We were helping out this little caravan, and all of a sudden, barrels
I
full of
don't want
different
to hear
mons
about it.
falling from the sky. Most of them went splat on the ground all over the place."
I think I'm gonna go find a room for us to sleep in.
I'm gonna go with you.
As Amos very obviously tries to make Sin sick, Sin just is staring that 1,000-yard stare right at Amos, just like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I see. That couldn't have been good for anyone's mental health.
Oh yeah,
Blink.
I'm sure we're all very messed up in the head after all we've experienced.
Blinks rapidly as he tries to get that 1,000-yard stare to go away. And then says, "We, we should do something about all of the trauma that everyone has at some point. Not right now, well, because I don't think we have the time for that."
Well, we have a mission we gotta do.
Speaking of, Dart can like shoot nails, right?
As long, I believe, as long he has one in his mouth, he can.
Okay, I can get those. I'm borrowing Dart for a bit. And he's just gonna like grab Dart and kind of leave.
Hey, Shade, are you going to use Dart as a nail gun?
Yeah,
Oh my
Dart
gosh.
probably says something as, "This is fine."
this is fine.
Vector's just gonna face palm.
I feel like Dart would say, as long as I get more ground sense training, maybe, probably, I don't know.
It's hard to tell what the Dart would say exactly, but Sin is going to watch as Dart gets dragged off,
I could
and just kind of
just a big sigh.
yeah, just say, kind of sigh and say, "That is very worrisome."
Vector just sighs and face palms. All right, just don't do anything too bad with Dart, okay?
I'll have him back by nightish. You guys have a mission tomorrow.
All right. Vector just kind of waves. What time is it? What time is it in the game?
It's around dinner time, so it's like probably around like 6:30ish p.m. So you guys got a couple hours of before sleep if you want to stay up.
Vector is going to probably go get dinner before it gets cleaned up, or before it closes. Probably Vector's just gonna be focusing. We'll be doing a little bit of, before, or a little bit of evening, like workout and warm ups, trying to practice what he learned from the gym.
It's a little bit harder without the actual weights available.
But it's more or less the form, like less on weight, more on seven.
Yeah. The only difficult part is that if you're trying to emulate like how to move with weights or something heavy like that, you're kind of jumping pretty high unless you get like a party member to like be on your back or something.
Someone just try to do push-ups with like Amos or Argus on top. Just like 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're gonna be a flat dog.
Just have Sin put the giant ball on your back. That there probably weighs like half of his weight.
Well, considering that it's
Puppy
made pretty much entirely out of metal, yeah.
Just puppy pile.
Repile.
Puppy pile.
And then you gotta try to lift them up.
Oh God, I'm now picturing like everybody stacked on top of each other on top of Vector, just Vector struggling and going, what? You.
In my head, he's just stuck with his paws outstretched. Like, can you get off? I can't move.
I feel like Azrath wouldn't be on top because he'd be wanting to meditate.
But yeah. Unless somebody asks him to do something specifically with them, Sin is probably going to see if there are any books around that he could read on like crafting stuff, just in a general sense, so that he can get a little better.
Well, there's not really that much around, at least the guild hall. This isn't one of like the forges or anything after all.
Yeah.
But like if you want, you could go out looking for it, but there's not exactly much in the way of a book here.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, would there be time before we'd have to all gather for up at the end of the night to sleep, to go and possibly go and to that gym?
You got a couple hours, so yeah.
Okay, Sin is probably going to go to that gym. He'd mentioned that he's going there, but he's going to just wander over there so he can try and do some exercising and training with the weights.
All right. Well, you definitely know the way now.
Yes, after getting lost the first time, I mean, he's not going to let that happen again.
Argus would normally go to Ron and ask for more training, but he's got a new training to do. He's going to spend this entire time studying the rock, trying to find the ore inside.
Absolutely.
He will be a prospector.
Jet, for his part, is going to go look for, kind of just go look around and maybe ask a few random people for somewhere that he could meditate or talk with, or more specifically, talk with a psychic type about getting help with that again.
All right. So you said you were just asking random people. Are you just talking about random people you see on the streets?
Yeah, for guides to somewhere, or, somewhere that he might be able to get help with that.
All right. Do you have like any one part of that in particular that you're especially looking for?
Well, come back to me, go with the others first, and then we can...
Yeah, okay.
Because right now I can't roll anything anyways, because I'm not at my desk. So...
Okay. In that case, Azarith, you said you're meditating. Are you meditating on anything in particular, or are you just meditating as, like, a basic?
Meditating as a basic, and then gonna try to meditate about the spirits, and also try to have a chat with Martinez. The floating orb that has done almost nothing yet. It's fine. I've been also thinking of a conversation to have with Martinez. I was typing that out.
All right. Although, from what I remember, what was the... I thought the orb was John, because Martinez is the one that has the bounty on him and is out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Martinez
John.
on the house. John's the dead guy.
Thanks for reminding me. It's John Doe. It's just John Doe. Sorry.
Yeah, because
No,
I was
it's
sitting there and
John
I'm
Dead.
like, Martinez. Martinez is the bounty guy, wasn't he?
Thank you for correcting my failing memory.
You're
I
welcome.
haven't heard that name in a while.
What, John or Martinez?
Martinez.
Precisely.
I mean,
I'm
hey, he's
surprised.
got a bounty out on him.
I wonder if we could get like one of the bounty missions on Martinez. That would be funny.
We probably. I know it's being excited, but like, if we do get the bounty for him, we're probably just gonna have a chat over a cup of tea before anything.
Well, we don't know. Maybe he murdered someone.
I don't know. I still feel like he helped us over the house. But yes, he's gonna have a conversation with John and meditate and try to commune with the spirits again.
All right. When it comes to the whole meditation with spirits, are you trying to do that in any one particular way, or are you just trying to kind of like see what you can do?
See what I can do. Learn more about it. Test the waters.
All right. In that case, I would like to ask for a soul, and then for skill. There's a couple that I could see here. But let's go with insight. Unless you would have any other skill that you would like to make a case for.
I don't have anything. Because presence wouldn't do anything. He's not performing. And everything else doesn't make sense.
Yep.
So...
If you were trying to do a spirit dance or something, I would ask for perform, but you're just trying to meditate and commune.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And given that you're trying to make a connection with them, right?
Yes, a connection.
In that case, if you're using empathic, take +1.
Lovely. 7 dice. Rolling. The speed of sound. That's a lot of 1.
One of them brought a friend, though.
Alright. I'm gonna use one of my,
Well, roll
things
that
too.
10 first.
Okay, roll the 10 first. Roll to 6. I like to use one of my rolls to re-roll the 1.
One of your soul dice? Yeah, sure.
Yes. Hell yes.
Rewarded.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4?
It's 4, yeah.
Lovely.
All right. So, what sort of spirit are you trying to focus on?
I don't think he's trying to focus on just one thing. I think he's trying to focus on just what's around him.
All right, so ambient, just whatever's around.
It's probably like walking into a crowd and seeing what people there are.
Yeah. Very consistent. All right, cool. So with a 4, it does take a little bit of doing in order to get into the right mind state, especially considering that, just a little bit instinctually, for you, when it comes to communing with spirits, you kind of feel like normally that'd be kind of something that is more of an active thing, but you're kind of like trying to focus on doing it this way, in order to see what happens, see what's around, and you're just trying to figure out, something that you can do with this. And as you do get into the correct mind state, what'll end up happening is that it's less of any one particular entity that you're able to feel, especially in a place like a guild hall. Because the guild hall tends to have a lot of very strong feelings about it, especially from the people that worked in it for, basically their entire lifetimes, staying in the town, helping out this guild, and then eventually passing away, but, feeling very connected to this guild hall. Which means that when it comes to the spirits that you're able to find in a place such as this, it's less of distinct individual spirits and more of like a group, but you definitely get a distinct feeling that though these were all individual people at one point and likely could be treated as individuals again as a spirit, they are very much so united around a feeling of protection.
Protection. Like a shelter.
Yeah, but right now, picking out any individual spirits in this is not particularly within your grasp right now. But you are able to get a very nice feeling from this.
Alright. Feels good. I think it might.
I was just going to say, you get the distinct feeling that even though they are merely spirits now, if they could do something, should this place come under threat, they would. Whether or not they can, you're not entirely sure. But you could certainly feel the desire to.
You would keep that in mind. And maybe make a small, or say something aloud, probably to no one in particular, except John is probably next to him, is like, well, how would other feels about protecting something if they could?
Just so you know, you cut out there a little bit.
Oh, god damn! Somewhat speaking to John, he would mention of, I wonder what it'd be like if they could act on their desires to protect. Who else has the desire to protect? Could anyone, or even I, help enact that? What say you, John, if possible? If you could protect something, what would you do?
Right. Let's see if he can properly respond as I pull some leggy dice.
Yes.
All right, Azra, do you want a high or low?
Roll it high!
You want to roll it high?
I want to roll it high.
All right. In that case, you would be able to hear a few extremely faint words from John, which is broken up a little bit. It's not exactly much like as much as it should be a given. It even for spirits, seems very ephemeral in time in terms of like the amount of strength that these words have. But you're actually able to hear them. Which is, if could, would try.
I would do the same too.
All right. And the last thing that you would really notice when it comes to this whole spirit thing before kind of getting knocked out of your meditative state by a noise is effectively just the feeling of a ghostly hand patting your head for a second or two.
Aw. There's a slight blush. Well, then afterwards, he probably would start trying to fall asleep. Content.
Understandable. Is anyone else going to get up to something?
Just studying my rock.
I am
Working
back.
as hard as I can.
I am back at my PC now.
Amos would
After
probably just
he
after eating, he would probably just go like wander in town and just kind of like hang out in town for a while.
Yeah, you got a couple hours where you can just hang around, see what's going on.
Vector after coming back from dinner, he's just doing some push-ups.
Is
Sin has
he
gone-
actually employing Sin's help with that?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it.
Well, Sin was going to go to the gym, so you could go to the gym with Sin.
Oh,
Both
yeah.
of you get some exercise.
Oh, we could use the weight again. Yes. Vector gets very excited and is definitely joining with Zen.
Yes. To the gym. Much more confidently, Sin is going to be leading the way to the gym. Because this time he is sure he will not get lost.
If even out of annoyance you have successfully located the gym and you're not letting that go.
Exactly.
All right. So yeah, you two would be able to do your exercises, no problem. You guys kind of already have what you're gonna try in mind, and at least from earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sin is going to be trying to put as much weight as he can handle on himself and basically practice moving and moves while encumbered with a lot of weight.
That is understandable. All right. Now, what were you looking for again, Jet?
Jet is looking basically for somebody that can do what he was doing with Kaza before.
Okay. So the whole moving around of what little aura you could
Yes.
kind of like grab a hold of and manipulate. Okay.
Especially now that he's done, some more training and stuff. And hopefully he is better able to do it.
All right. In that case, there is a couple of psychics here at least, so this place is more populated by like fighting types and the like when it comes to that sort of stuff, but
Yeah, and it's kind of one of those. It's kind of the reason that he's just like not so interested in staying here long. He doesn't have a whole lot of use for it.
Yep. Although there is at least one person who you might have in mind, which is, if you do recall, there was a Metacham back at the gym, which is a fighting and psychic type Pokemon. So, since you did see them there, and you do have at least a little bit of explanation about people's various typages at this point.
But I don't think he's actually been taught that, or, I don't know if he'd be aware that they are both.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Roll a lore. Let's see if he would be able to remember.
Well, remembering the types, yes. It's more the actual... Oh, yes, this one particular person is exactly what he's looking for. But, either way, 3.
Yeah. Well, it was more because I was figuring that Jet would be like, have I seen any psychic types around? And so would start probably trying to think about people around that are at least something that he would recognize as a psychic type.
Fair enough.
And considering that, Metachamp is, at least fairly obviously some flavor of psychic. So I'd say with a 3... I'll say with a 3, you do remember seeing at least some people around that you're pretty sure were psychic type. A couple that were around the fountain earlier. And when I say a couple, I literally do mean a couple. They both looked like they were psychic types. As well as you at least think that one person you saw at the gym earlier, you didn't talk to them, but you think at least one of them was a psychic type.
Well, sounds like he's headed to the, gym.
All right.
I just have to say, after that, I was like, yes, come be a gym bro.
Gym bro moment.
I hate that was what popped in my mind, but it is.
I was just imagining a very buff Sin and Vector, just the lifting weights. just comically just buff,
Yeah, just have what the other party members come in and they just start flexing.
flags.
Look in Starlight, I'm just imagining.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
Old Town,
my-
USA.
Soul.
Well, at least one of you was doing band sidestep things, right?
That would be something that we
Yes.
would need to do.
Mm.
Sin would do that. Got to work out the legs things properly, and balance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vector very much so too.
What are these from?
The art style, I'm guessing, regular show.
Absolutely regular
Or
show.
the Adult Swim version of regular show where they did with humans.
What?
Yeah. So it's from Close Enough.
Mm-hmm.
But it's made by the same people who made regular show.
Mm-hmm.
I looked it up, and one of the pictures that come up is just a person in a suit that is that Rigby?
I think it was a Mordecai suit.
Yeah, Mordecai.
Mhm.
Oh, also, it is time for our partway break. So let's go
Yeah.
ahead and do that.
Yeah. Sounds
Okay.
good.
Okie doke.
Because we all already are slightly off topic, so might as well do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sounds good.
I didn't do it.
All right, so I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be back.
Chat, did you know that chat is cute?
Gasp! Are they adorable?
Yes. Now to wait for the pitchforks and fire.
They're all sleeping and, you know.
Yes, he can
Chatot
get.
is not cute. Explorer's Chatot is. Listen,
You-
Explorer's Chatot is the biggest bitch that you can fry.
God, you got Arzy riled up there. Gap. Really got his goat for that comment.
Listen. When you watch someone play Explorers of Sky and you see how much Chatot gaslights you.
Oh no, I know.
He
I
is
remember that
the-
Chatot.
He is the definition of KFC. Kentucky Fried Chatot.
Also, voice chat cute.
I'm fucking adorable.
Yes. Pat, 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 pat.
Va 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 va. Va 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 va. Va 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 va. Ada va da va da. Va 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 va. Ada va da va da. Va va. Ada da 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 da. I'm singing too much now. Please stop. Da, da. Ba-dum-ba-da-ba. Ha-da-na-na-na-ba-da-ba-da-bam-bam. Ha-da-da-ba-dam-ba-da-na-na-nam-bam. Ha-na-na. Bam, 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 ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
Pat the RC, pat the RC.
The fire, the flame, the flame, find the flame, the flame, the flame. What is light guide you having to stuck up it as a mist, empty, feel the fam, da 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 ba da. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-dum.
Neutral, neutral, neutral.
Still no word from Seda. I think he may be knocked out.
Maybe.
Very,
How much was he going
very-
through again with like a lot of stuff? I thought he was going through a lot.
I want to say it's not a lot. Just tired.
I don't blame him.
Yeah. Very easy.
Yeah, one's mental capacity can be affected by how they are able to do things. If they're not up for it, then there's no point in going in.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of sleepy, I'm getting very sleepy now.
Yeah.
Hush now, close your eyes. Wow. Wow. Mhm. Ara. Ara, bara, bara, bara. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da, ba-da, bum. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da, ba-ba-da, ba-dum. Dum, ba-da, ba-ba-da, dum, bum, 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 ba-da, ba-ba-da, da-dum. Dum, bum, ba-da, da-da, you and I. Thought I saw the dark side of feeling. La da ba da na 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 la da na da na 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 ma haran haran bam ba da ba bam ba ba da dum ba dum ba da dum ba ba da da ba da dum ba da na da 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 ba da na 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 ba da 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 ba 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 da da ba da da da
Oh,
run run.
something has come up. It looks like we are going to be done for the evening.
Oh,
Oh
something
no.
happened?
Oh, yeah, I see. Yep.
Oh.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's good.
thing came up for Tal, everybody. So we are gonna have to call the session here. Thank you all so much for joining us, though, for Starlight New Dawn Scar. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as coming by, hanging out, grabbing packs of cards to stream loots, picking up some merch over at zgfgaming.store, or subscribing to our YouTube. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.